All right, today's topic is a little bit more serious than some of the other videos that I've done. And, I want to give you a little bit of a warning. It's not R rated, but for the most part, it is adult content. I don't get into a lot of coaching on the actual subject of sex. Um, it just doesn't I just don't want to get into some of that stuff because I want to put out content that's going to make my family proud. But this is a really serious issue that I feel we need to go over, and what that is really is sex before marriage. I haven't always been the most well behaved person either, and I feel maybe that's why I'm a little bit more vocal on this subject now as I'm getting older. But as time has gone on, different from that of our parents and our grandparents, we've created this belief that we need to know what somebody's like sexually before we marry them. And that just isn't true. It's really not. I know people in this industry are going to huff and puff otherwise, but I like to differ from those beliefs because I feel that what I can offer is a lot has a lot more strength to it. But the truth of the matter is, you don't have to know what somebody is like sexually. um, all you're really going to find out is if somebody's very experienced. If somebody's really good in bed, that's just telling you that that person's had a lot of partners, and that's not a bad thing. That's somebody's history. We shouldn't be judging them on that. But if somebody has watched a lot of pornography and they think that sex is carried on that way, maybe you can find that out too by such behaviors. But what I'm getting at is the way somebody shows up in your life tells a lot about how that person's going to be. If they're very selfish, if they are very experienced. Um, Personally, I don't think that that's the biggest deal. It's really not, because you want to create those experiences with that person that you love. Now, again, I'm not chastising people that have had a lot of partners, um, because again, I'm not clean myself in that area. I have a history, and if anything, that's why I am more vocal against those that have experience. If somebody is just a lame duck in that area, they need your assistance. They need you to show up in that relationship. This is an act that's carried on by two people. And by feeling that your chemistry in the bedroom is important before anything else is very much a one-way street in thinking. Um, because you should be more concerned with how you show up in that area. And that's something that you can do after you've tied the knot. And so sex before marriage is not an important thing. Really, the whole idea behind that is pretty disgusting. And why you would want to hold something like that against somebody because they have inexperience is so backward. But really, the way that the world is going, it's teaching us the other way. Cosmo is probably going to tell you otherwise. But do you want to listen to a magazine that has become very disgusting? Or do you want to listen to people that really truly know what they're talking about when it comes to the core of who we are as beings? And so if you really want to know what somebody is like in an intimate situation, kiss them. Like, lead up to a kiss. And the way that that person kisses, whether they're very rigid or sensual, is going to tell you a lot about how things are going to be in the bedroom. But knowing that somebody is experienced sexually and how they're going to be with the chemistry there is silly, and it's nonsense. It really, really is. I'm willing to argue that point until the very last day. I really am. So good luck to you guys, and don't judge people on their past.